Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption fans lined the streets to bid farewell to the French Elvis. Hundreds of thousands of people lined the streets of Paris on Saturday to bid farewell to the French rock star Johnny Hallyday, who died this week at the age of 74 after a battle with lung cancer. His coffin was driven in a cortege down the ChampsElysees, followed by hundreds of leather-clad bikers. President Emmanuel Macron paid tribute to the singer in a eulogy at the Madeleine church. Paris was brought to a standstill by the ceremony, which was broadcast live. As the cortege carrying his coffin left the funeral home in the Paris suburb of Nanterre, some 700 bikers took to the Champs-Elysees. Image caption: people gathered on Place de la Concorde to pay a popular tribute to Hallyday. Image caption: fans ride their bikes down the Champs-Elysees as part of the tribute. Image caption: large crowds gathered to pay their respects outside the Madeleine Church in Paris. Halliday's white coffin was driven slowly from the Arc de Triomphe along the famous avenue as emotional fans cheered and wept. During the service, members of his band performed instrumental versions of his S outside at the Madeleine Church as the crowd sang along. Image copyright Getty Images. Image caption: members of Halliday's band and other Ians performed as part of the ceremony. Image copyright Getty Images. Image caption: Halliday's white coffin leaves the church with a picture of the singer on display at the entrance. Fans began to gather in the city overnight in anticipation of the country's national homage to the singer as giant screens were erected to show footage of the man known as the French Elvis. National television and radio have put out special programs since his death on Wednesday, with Halliday's best-known S being played along with recordings of tributes from friends and fans. Mr. Macron approved Saturday's ceremony along with Halliday's widow Laetitia amid a popular clamor for a national homage. The French president said the singer had touched everyone's lives. In each of your lives there have been moments where one of his S translated what you had in your heart, what we have in our hearts. A love story, a loss, a moment of defiance, the birth of a child, pain in his voice, in his S, in his face. As Mr. Macron addressed the large crowd gathered at the church, many of whom were in tears, they chanted Johnny, Johnny, Johnny Hallyday. Image caption: many of those gathered outside the church became emotional during the tributes. Image copyright Getty Images. Image caption: fans had earlier gathered outside the star's home in Marnes-la-Coquette, west of Paris. Some of the Ians fans have demanded that a monument be built in recognition of his achievements. Others have expressed disappointment at news that Hallyday is likely to be buried on the French Caribbean island of St. Barts, where he had his home. One fan, François Lallet, told AFP news agency, "We would have preferred if he was buried in Paris, but if Johnny wanted that, we will respect it. My wife and I will put the money aside that we would have spent going to his concert so we can fly to St. Barts one day." On Friday, the Eiffel Tower was lit up with the words "Merci Johnny." At the famous l'Olympia venue in Paris, where Hallyday once enjoyed a 3-week residency to mark 40 years in show business, the singer's name was displayed as a tribute. Image caption: the Eiffel Tower displays the message "Merci Johnny, thank you Johnny." Image copyright Getty Images. Image caption: l'Olympia, one of Paris' oldest surviving halls, pays tribute. The star, whose real name was Jean-Philippe Smet, sold more than 110 million records and starred in a number of films, including one directed by Jean-Luc Godard. He once performed before 1 million people in a Mobile, Alabama cavalcade down the Champs-Elysees. However, despite 6,000 fans chartering flights from Paris to see him play Las Vegas in 1996, he failed to crack the American or any other English-speaking market. The singer, who was once condemned as the rock and roll corrupter of youth, was often referred to as the French Elvis by critics.